Okay, good evening, everyone. I'll be your host for tonight. I'm Jovi De Loreto. Welcome for tonight's session of our community, CCG Philippines. Tonight's session is about optimal health. Here in our community, we have some basic areas that we cover, which is health, finances, and also personality or personal growth. And tonight, our topic is about the basics of homotoxins. And we've invited someone to cover this for us, an expert, in this field. Um, he is a certified medical homotoxicologist, and yeah, and he is also certified DOH PITAHC. So, siya na mag-explain. Sige, Doc. Kasi Doc Greco mag-explain sa atin in a little while. So, yeah, he will share with us these basics of homotoxins. And later on, if you have questions along the way, please type in our chat box. So, at the end of the session, um, Doc Greco can actually
Slideshow
answer it
on yan.
for us. And also, if you're here for the very first time, yeah, we will be having a breakout room if time permits. If not, then you can go back to your friend and ask how you can join us in our online sessions like this, because we don't we just we'll be covering tonight the health part of our community's program, which is the optimal health. Okay, so I won't take much of our presenter, doctor, tonight. So please, let's give our virtual clap to our guest doctor, Dr. Gregorio, all the way from
Bukidnon.
Bukidnon. Tama po ba, Doc?
Yes,
Ayan,
Bukidnon.
Bukidnon. Wow. Take it away, Doc.
Okay, good evening po sa lahat. Um, I am here to talk with the basics of homotoxin. Can you read, mababasa mo yun po ba yung slides ko?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, how about yung
Clear.
boses ko? Okay lang?
Yes, you're loud
Okay,
and clear as well. Go
okay.
ahead, Doc.
I'll be talking about the basics of homotoxins this evening. And this is a very exciting field of medicine because the homotoxicology is rather a new or modern field of medicine that explains why we have diseases or what causes the diseases in our body. Okay, now, so the basics of homotoxins. Okay, okay. Homotoxins are substances that could be chemical or biochemical and material influences. It could be physical or psychical, which can cause ill health in humans. No? So, mean to say, homotoxins are toxins that gains entrance to the human body. That is homotoxins. Okay. So, the illness, therefore, is due to the effects of homotoxins. So, the disease in our body, the illnesses, the symptoms is due to the effects of the homotoxins that gains entry to our body. Okay. So, homotoxins can be introduced from exterior or exogenic homotoxins, example of which are the heavy metals, pesticides, nicotine, bacteria, viruses, fungi. Those are toxins called exogenic. Galing po sa labas, no? Ang mga toxins na yan. Ito namang interior homotoxins or called endogenic homotoxins, ito po yung mga excess cholesterol, sugar, uric acid, etc. So excess cholesterol, excess sugar, yung nakita natin sa ah, diabetics, also uric acid, yung mga may mga arthritis, gouty arthritis. Okay. Now, what is homotoxins? These are the chemical reaction products from compounds of homotoxins other with other sub or with other substances. Example is yung products of metabolism. Now, this one is the retoxin. Ito po yung mga residual poisons. These poisons or toxin, ito na po yung hindi na ipalabas ng ating body. Yung nagtago na siya sa mga different location sa body natin. No, hindi na po kayang ipalabas 'yon. So example of which yung glycosylated hemoglobin or the HbA1c. Yung pong glycosylated hemoglobin, yun po yung nadideposit po sa mga blood vessels ng mga diabetic patients. Yun po ang nagbara. At saka yan po ang nagiging cost yan po ng pag magiging matigas po yung blood natin, no? Nagiging malapot po yung blood natin. Yan po ang glycosylated hemoglobin. So, hindi na kaya ipalabas yun sa body natin. Itong gout, alam niyo yung gout, yung uric acid na dideposit ngayon sa mga joints is called as gout. So, hindi na po yan kaya mapalabas ng through excretion sa body natin. Kaya po, nadideposit na po yan siya. So, nagiging yung toxin sa body natin. Itong mga plaques, yung atherosclerotic plaques, yung nagbabara sa mga blood vessel natin that causes the hypertension, the stroke, and lahat ng mga ischemic disease. Those are hindi na po kayang ipalabas ng body natin kaya nagde-deposit siya ngayon sa blood vessels and that causes the hypertension and other diseases. Okay? Those are toxins. Now, homotoxicosis, ito po yung it's the non-physiological condition which arises after reaction with the homotoxic toxin and cells and tissues po. So, bale, this the disease process already, no? Ito na po yung mangyayari sa body natin, yung mga maglabas na po yung mga symptoms dahil doon sa overloaded na po tayo ng toxin sa body. That is termed as the homotoxicosis. No. Saka with humoral or cellular appearances followed by morphological changes in tissues. So mangyayari po, there could be damage due to the deposition of toxins in our body. There could be damages in the tissues of our body. So there are 4 pathways by which toxins can enter the body. Okay? Number 1 is through ingestion. So yung through pagkain, doon po pumapasok yung mga toxin, no? Usually, pag kumakain tayo, masali na doon yung mga nagkakos yan ng yung mga excess cholesterol, daming cholesterol kinakain natin, daming sugar, daming uric acid. So, yung toxin dyan pumapasok through ingestion. Also, homotoxins would gain entry to our body through the lungs, through inhalation, yung mga alikabok, dust, yung mga fumes, yung mga uh, malodorous substances, yung mga gases, saka yung mga ibang mga toxin na na-inhale natin. Diyan sila pumapasok sa lungs natin. Okay? So, dermal, the third way na papasok yung toxin natin, yung sa dermal, so sa skin natin, ah, yun, yung mga magkakos ng allergies, yung mga bee stings, yung mga kagat ng lamok, kagat ng mga langgam. So, dyan pumapasok yung toxin. sa skin natin, no? So, injection, no? It could be through injection, yung mga yung mga dangerous drugs, yung mga heavy metals, minsan na, nasabay dun sa ano, the heavy metals are made into an preservative na nasama doon sa mga injectable substances, kagaya ng ibang mga ah, yung mga vaccines, no? So, those are the ways na papasok yung mga toxin sa body natin, no? Okay. So, ito yung, this is the way paano magpasok yung toxin, no? To the food, ingestion. So, papasok yan siya dyan, sa intestine, then may absorb yung toxin to the blood vessels, saka minsan doon pupunta sa lymph vessels, yung kanal ng body natin. Then yung ibang toxin, ilalabas na through feces, through pagdumi, no? So, yan po. Okay? Now, medyo this table is quite uh, medyo mahirap po. Parang I will try to explain this simply, no? Para maano natin, maintindihan natin paano paano tayo nagkasakit. Parang intro lang ito kasi next meeting natin, next Zoom na meeting natin is I will be talking about anong diseases na magiging ah anong disease, anong mga klaseng diseases ang ma-form ng mga toxin sa body natin. So what kinds of diseases will be formed with the entry of the toxins, homotoxin in our body, no? So, itong table na to, this table will explain how the disease process occur, no? So, at first, yung toxin papasok sa example yung alikabok or yung virus, papasok yan sa nose natin. Example lang ha, nose natin, no? So, sa in this phase, the excretion phase, kung ang toxin bago pala nakapasok, pwede natin ipalabas yan through the excretion, through simple sneezing, pwedeng maipalabas natin yung toxin. So, madali lang i-treat yan. Normal lang yan. Madali lang siyang ipalabas. Pero pag yung toxin is medyo nagtagal-tagal siya, nakapasok na siya sa bloodstream, nagiging inflammation na, nag-i-inflame na yung nose natin. Di ba? Yan, maglabas na yung mga sipon. Example natin, diba, magsipon na tayo. Example ha, pag may kapasok na virus or mga mga alikabok, pag nag-inflame, next step niya is mag-inflame yung tissues dyan. So magsipon tayo, lalabas yung mga sipon natin. Pag magtagal pa yung toxin dyan, tas nakapasok na siya sa bloodstream, i-deposit na yung toxin niya doon sa matrix, yung bago sa cells. Doon niya i-deposit. Kaya, example, magkakaroon na tayo ng nasal polyps na. So, galing sa toxin nakapasok sa nose natin, maging sipon siya. Pag magtagal pa yung toxin, makadeposit na siya doon sa matrix ng cells, before the cells. So, magiging nasal polyp na yan siya. Pag magtagal na siya. Pag magtagal pa rin niya, yung nasal polyp mo, pupunta na tayo ngayon sa impregnation phase. Mas lalo siyang lumalalim yung toxin. So, yung ano natin, yung nasal polyp, magiging leukoplakia na. So, parang advanced na siya na polyp pag dito na siya. Pag magtagal pa naman siya, yung toxin, hindi pa yung naipalabas sa body natin, papasok na siya ngayon sa cells, sa loob ng cell sa mga tissues natin. Kaya doon na sa madideposit, kaya mag-change na yun siya. Magkakos ng degeneration. So ngayon, ang mga mangyayari, yung polyp natin, nagiging leukoplakia, nagiging na ngayon isang atrophic rhinitis, yung advanced na rhinitis. Parang malapit na siya magiging cancer. Pag magtagal na naman yon, hindi na ipalabas ng yung toxin, pupunta na tayo ngayon sa de-differentiation phase or the neoplasm phase. Nagiging cancer na po yon, from atrophic rhinitis, nagiging cancer na siya. So yan ang example ng explanation bakit yung toxin nakapasok sa body natin for how many, sa tagal-tagal na panahon, paano siya nagiging cancer. So ito na po yung explanation. Oh. Kasi this is not taught in medical school. Chan, you're not taught about this. Doc Chan. So this is a simple, some of the explanation, sample explanation kung bakit tayo nagkakasakit ng cancer dahil lang sa toxin na pumasok sa body natin. So to treat this one, kaya yung cancer, pag may cancer na tayo, mahirap na po i-treat kasi nakagamot na po yung toxin sa ilalim, nakakos na po siya ng damage, nag-form na po siya ng mutation, kaya mahirap po i-treat yung cancer. Pero pag dito pa, before this biological division, dito pang early stages pa, madali pa yan siyang i-treat. Lalo na kung benign lang yung ano. So yung nasal polyp, madali lang siya i-treat eh. Pwede lang yung tanggalin or pwede through the anti-hemotoxic medicine, pwede siyang i-treat. Pabalikin natin. Kasi pag yung toxin from galing dito sa cancer, pabalik natin doon, to para i-treat natin siya, walain natin yung cancer, mahirap po because once you pass this one, this biological division, it's very difficult now to treat the disease, the cancer. Pero kung dito pa lang siya, hindi siya naka naka-pass by dito, kung hanggang dito pa lang siya, first three stages, pwede pa yan siyang i-treat through the anti-hemotoxic medicine or through our supplements. Pwede yan siya i-treat. No need of surgery or pwede na yan sa mga detoxification na lang through our supplements. So, ayan. So, pag mag-progress yung ano, galing dito, papunta dito, yan ang tinatawag na progressive vicariation. Yung, yung mga toxin hindi na ipalabas. Pero from galing dito, papunta doon, pabalik, that is regressive vicariation. Yung mga toxin na ipalabas ng body natin, kaya tayo gagaling. So, okay. So, uh, do you have any question or next meeting we'll talk about the diseases formed due to homotoxin deposition in our body. So, so okay na po. Do you have any question?
I think Doc Chanda has. Doc.
Jovi, you're muted.
Ayan, sorry. Ayan. Doc, yeah, thank you, Doc Chanda. Yeah. She said here, Doc Chanda says that, so Doc Greco, is it highly recommended to detoxify every now and then without significant untoward signs or symptoms?
Yes. Dapat lang talaga. Kasi before pa po lalabas yung mga toxin, ay yung symptoms, may toxin na po nakapasok sa body natin. So, hindi natin alam kasi yung mga toxin, sometimes hindi pa yan siya biglaan mag-show ng symptoms. So, buti lang yung example, yung sinabi ko kanina, yung alikabok. No, pagpasok sa nose mo, you will just sneeze it, so labas na yung
Mm.
toxin. Pero minsan through ingestion, through sa pagkain natin, yung mga toxin na nakapasok, sometimes hindi pa yun pa mag-show ng symptoms. Later na po yan siya mag-show ng symptoms. So, dapat every day, we should see to it that we are eating the right kind of food, and kung pwede, we should include the probiotics in our diet always, and also with the fiber, and also we should always be hydrated, at saka hindi tayo palaging kakain ng mga processed food para ma-minimize natin yung toxin accumulation sa ating body.
Doc, question. Yeah, in relation to that, how do we know na, halimbawa, if someone has allergic rhinitis, is it at the humoral phase pa lang? Nasa inflammation ba siya or disposition phase ba yon? Pag
Yung
ano?
allergic
Pag
rhinitis,
may allergic rhinitis, opo.
allergic rhinitis is nasa ano na siya, ah, sa reaction phase po. Ito sa inflammation phase, ito.
Inflammation
Allergic
phase.
rhinitis. So, pwede pa siyang i-treat.
Okay.
Kasi pag dito na siya, medyo mahirap na, nagiging nasal polyp na yan siya. Medyo mahirap na konti. Pero pag dito na, nagiging, ano na siya ah, stomatitis or yung atrophic rhinitis, medyo mahirap na po siyang i-treat.
Okay.
Pag
And
nag-progress na po yan siya, dito na siya sa neoplastic phase, yung nagiging cancer na po siya. So, rhinitis, allergic rhinitis is just here, sa inflammation phase.
okay, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Doc, yung mga seasonal urticaria, yung parang pantal-pantal, pero seasonal from pollen, but it
Yes.
doesn't have to be yearly, sometimes once in 2 years. Seasonal talaga
So, dito yan siya.
sa inflammation phase.
Yes,
Okay.
dyan siya.
Tapos
So,
yung mga
madali niya siyang i-treat.
ay
Kasi we
mga
could treat that,
plastic.
with the simple detox
Mm,
or with the use of anti-hemotoxic
and
drugs. Yung ginagamit ko kasi, ah, yung mga allergic rhinitis, I don't suppress it. Hindi ako nagbibigay ng mga
histamine.
antihistamines.
Oh.
Ang ginagawa ko is, nagbibigay ako ng gamot na plant-based,
Mm,
which acts is to remove the toxins na nasa mucosa natin, nasa nasal mucosa, na para mapalabas yung toxin na nakapasok doon. So,
mm,
we have also those uh, nasal sprays na, example ng nasal spray namin ha, is made of lofa.
mm,
Lofa. It is patola. Pero that is made in Germany. Ginawa nila itong nasal spray. Ang action po niya noon is it will remove yung mga toxin na nakapasok dun sa nasal mucosa. That is that is the way to treat allergic rhinitis in my practice po.
mm. Interesting. Sige lang, Doc, baka nakakaabala kami. Please go ahead.
Kasi also, yung mga cancer namin, ang ginagamit namin is also detox din, pero hindi kami nagpa-promise sa pasyente na kasi mahirap kasi yung cancer eh. Dito
Mm,
na yon ang cancer. Kung dito pa lang, madali lang siya dito. So, we treat the main cause of the disease. So, sa atin, pag mag-detox tayo, through our detox program, no, with the use of the probiotics, with the use of that fiber. So it's a good start, no, at least malinis yung gastrointestinal tract para yung mga toxin hindi makapasok, no. Dapat linisin muna natin yun. Okay. So, any more question or mga po?
Please proceed na, Doc.
I haven't seen Doc any from the chat, so maybe we can proceed to the next slide po. If we still have po.
Oh, wala na po. Wala nang slide.
Okay. So this is the
This is
last
the last
one.
slide.
Okay. So if you have questions, you can unmute or chat in our chat box. Oo.
Doc, yung palang mga simpleng kala mo allergic ka, rhinitis ba yung bahing-bahing o kaya yung mga pantal-pantal sa pollen. If not treated, pwede siyang mapunta dun sa cellular, yung ano, sa kabilang side.
Yes, yes. Opo.
Ooh.
Pwede po siya. Mag-ano na siya.
Is there a test, Doc, on how we would know na nandun na siya sa face, kung nasaan siyang face? Yun nga,
Test?
yung sinasabi nga ni Ambek na yung simpleng allergic rhinitis lang, baka we thought it's a simple one, but if it's regular thing, then how can we test if we're still in the inflammation phase or we cross to the biological division na, parang ganun.
Ano lang po, through simple physical examination, through pwede yung laboratory, pwede yung mga ultrasound, or to be, kung invasive masyado, pwede yung mga biopsy. Masyadong invasive na yun siya masyado. Pero yung example, yung nasal polyp, pag nakita mo yung may polyp tayo, kasi common yan eh, that is the deposition phase. So we know that alone that is the deposition phase. So no need of any confirmation. Yung cancer naman, pag andito na, malalaman yan through the biopsy na early stage pa, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So through the biopsy or through the ultrasound or through the MRI or CT scan, depende. So yun. Pero dito, madali lang dito. Through history and PE alone, pwede na. And simple lab request.
There's another question, Doc. Is there a recommended increase in water intake to help us detox our body?
Yes.
From
Yeah,
the
it's a must to use or to take in fluids during detoxification. Kasi ang needed natin, that will be also, I will explain that later on sa next Zoom meeting natin na yung mga requirements sa detoxification is, number 1 is you must be rehydrated. No? You should take in lots of water or fluids. Number 2 is you should take in fiber. Kaya tayo gagamit ng fiber blend natin. Number 3 is with the use of the probiotics. No? Probiotics. And number 4 is you should not always take or ingest processed food. Kasi doon sa processed food, nandun na yung mga toxin eh. Yung mga excess carbohydrate, yung mga cholesterol, yung mga lahat-lahat. Oh.
Doc, related dun sa tanong na increase in water intake, recommended will it help to drink warm water in the morning with lemon? 'Di ba parang minsan mga forwarded, nilagyan mo na lemon yung tubig. Does it help add value in any way dun sa gusto nating maging detox?
Yes, but the best way to take in that water or fluid is you should take in at 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 least 1 hour after meal. Hindi
Ah,
po
ah,
maganda na
mm,
magtitik after eating, iinom ka kaagad ng mga water or fluid kasi it's like putting off the fire po. Kasi yung fluid, yung water po, kasi after eating food, may mga enzymes po yan, yung nare-release sa stomach natin para ma-digest yung food. Tapos, iinom ka ng water, parang pinapatay mo po yung fire. So, it's not advisable to drink immediately. So, at least
mm,
30 minutes to 1 hour, saka po tayo iinom ng
mm.
fluids.
Pero
Oh.
yung may lemon, pang umaga lang siya or before meal or
Ang ano po niyan, yung lemon, you may take pure lemon ha, pure lemon without water before
ah,
meal, before breakfast.
mm,
It's because pure lemon juice without water, it reduces uh, stomach uh, acid.
acid. Oh.
You know why? It's because lemon or limoncito juice, pure limoncito juice, with if i-combine nyo po yan with water, nagiging hydrochloric acid po kasi rich po ng ng ang ang lemon kasi pag lalagyan mo ng water nagiging hydrochloric acid, so lalong mas mag-asim yung tiyan mo.
Oh my God, oo.
So that's not advisable to take to put lemon in water. The best way is to drink the lemon without the water. So
Like
na mas
how many
nagiging
lemon?
gamot pa siya ngayon sa
Mm,
ulcer at saka hyperacidity. Yan
mm,
po ang ano. Pero yung damihan yung lemon, 8, 8 pieces na limonsito, then the next day, naging 16. Pwede mo
mm.
i-increase yan, basta huwag mo lang lagyan ng water. It
Oh.
will treat the hyperacidity or that ulcer to your patient.
Kahit wala naman ding ulcer, pwede rin naman.
Kahit walang,
Kahit walang ulcer,
yes, kahit walang
healthy din
ulcer.
siya.
Oh. Kasi yung lemon kasi, basic yan siya. Parang non-acidic siya. Pag linagyan mo na siya ng water, nagiging hydrochloric acid na. So, nagiging acidic na siya.
Mm. Doc, yung mga walang wala access sa lemon, puro kalamansi.
Oh,
Mura
yes,
sa
pwede.
palengke
Yun.
kalamansi. Ilang 60
Actually,
pieces na kalamansi, 100 in every morning. Alam ba yon? Para
eh,
makagawa ng isang baso.
hindi. Ano?
Puro.
Actually, lemonsito po ang tinutukoy ko dito. Not the
Lemon,
lemon. The lemonsito po.
lemonsito is kalamansi?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh. Pwede
Ah,
mag-start kayo ng 8 lemonsito or the 8 calamansi in the morning, the first day. Then the next na is 8, 16. Naging, next naman is 4, 24. Depende sa iyo.
wow.
Oh. Just don't put in water.
Oh, don't put in water, my God, no.
Mm, yan.
So,
Thank-
So,
Doc,
yun namang iba, yung mga high fiber na ano, dapat everyday we should take in fruits and vegetables. Kaya
Mm.
maswerte kami dito sa Bukidnon, marami kaming fruits dito, mura lang. How about dyan sa Manila?
Mahal. Doc, saging, ano yun? Di ba potassium, pero high carbohydrates din yun, di ba?
Yes, oo, pero dito sa amin, ang mura-mura lang saging dito.
Ano yung mas
Around,
recommended mong prutas if money is not an issue?
ang ano ma'am, ang ginagawa ko, everyday, kumakain po ako ng papaya at saka pinya. Kasi
Oh,
mura lang yan dito.
high fiber, oo.
At saka saging.
Mm.
Yan. Everyday. Kasi dito ang saging namin is only 30 pesos per kilo. Yung lakatan na po yan siya,
Mm.
30 to 50 pesos per kilo. Yung papaya namin dito is around 20 pesos per kilo. Diyan sa
Isang
Manila,
pirasong,
magkano ba?
isang pirasong papayang maliit, mga 67 pesos. Kasi I need to buy parate for my dog at least para hindi
Oh,
mahirapang magpupo.
oh.
Ganun
So,
pala yun, dog. Mm.
yun na ang ano natin. Yun na
Ay,
gawin natin.
yung fiber, doc, yan. Should it be taken before meal or hindi siya pwedeng maging after meal kasi ginawa mo siyang dessert? Better siya talaga before the meal itself.
Yung fiber na,
Yung mga
yung fruits,
prutas na yan, oo.
ag, ano siya, pwede siya gawing after meal. Pero kasi kung gusto mo magpayat, yung mag-slim, pwede mo kainin before meal.
Before, oo. So, pwede ba yon nagkalamansi ka munang pagkarami-rami tapos fruits
Oh, yes.
and then
Oo.
saka palang meal?
Yes, oo.
Baka isang linggo pa lang, Dok, ang papayat na namin yan.
Oo nga. Oo.
May question si Titus, Jovi.
Yeah, okay. Sige, let's entertain another question, Doc. Why does allergic rhinitis normally happens at night before bedtime?
Before bedtime at night. Kasi
Mm-mm.
yung time na yon, yan ang, kasi wala na tayong ginagawa dyan eh. Wala na tayong, hindi na tayo busy. Pag
Mm.
natutulog na tayo, dyan nalalabas yung mga ano, yung mga symptoms, no? Tapos, minsan, yung example, yung asthma, lumalabas yan siya ng madaling araw or abis or after 12 o'clock. Kasi, yung time na yon dapat, that is the biological clock na magpalabas yung toxin, yung lungs natin on that day, on that hour, on that time. So, that is why yung asthma natin, example asthma, lumalabas yan madaling araw kasi that's the time when the lungs is starting to release its toxins. Kaya
Mm.
inuubo tayo. Then lumalabas yan,
Healthy
aatakihin tayo
pala
ng
yon.
asthma.
Healthy pala yun, Doc, na inihahatching mo at inuubo mo.
Yes, oh, that is one way of removing the toxin in our body.
Mm.
Ipalabas natin.
Mm.
Kaya I don't give
Suppressant, mga pang...
anti-tussive
Mm.
medicine na yung hindi magpaubo sa
Yan.
pasyente. Kasi pag hindi yan makaubo, hindi yan makalabas yung toxin, magiging pneumonia na po yun.
Ooh.
Kaya dito sa homotoxicology, pinapalabas po namin yung mga toxin. Kaya minsan there is term as the healing reaction or the Herxheimer's reaction or commonly called the healing reaction. Kasi once you undergo detoxification, there are times na maglabas yung mga toxin na parang mag-fever ka or nasusuka ka or maraming lumulabas na mga sipon sa nose mo or or nag LBM ka. It's because yung mga toxin po lumalabas na po sa body mo. And this is a sign that you are getting better na nag nagiging nag-i-effect na po yung gamot natin. So
Mm.
expected po yan siya. That is termed as the Herxheimer's reaction or commonly called as the healing reaction.
Mhm.
Yan, di ba? You have observed that already? When you take in supplements ng Nutrilite, minsan natatay kayo, minsan nasusuka kayo, minsan inuubo kayo. It's because the supplement is working and yung mga toxin po, pinapalabas po niya. Because needed po natin yung mga supplements para help yung body natin na mapalabas yung mga toxin. See, unlike conventional medicine, yung mga synthetic drugs, pinipigilan po nila yung mga symptoms Kaya hindi po tayo hindi po lumalabas yung toxin na mas lalong pong naiipon, lalong na nadidikit yung mga yung mga toxin sa mga cells natin. Kaya hindi po advisable na always we should suppress the symptoms. It's better na ipalabas natin yung mga toxin para tayo gumaling. Para tayo hindi na mag-maintain ng mga synthetic drugs. Example, common example, yung hypertension. Di ba as always, we are given with those losartan, with those amlodipine, with those nifedipine, lahat-lahat ng mga ng mga gamot for hypertension. In homotoxicology, we simply remove the toxin sa body, yung mga bara, yung mga atherosclerotic plaque sa mga ugat natin para hindi na tayo magka-hypertension. That's the simplest way. So you don't have to maintain any medicine for your hypertension. Kasi kung magmi-maintain po kayo ng mga synthetic drugs lifetime, sisirain naman yung liver niyo yan, saka yung kidney. So dito sa ating practice is, ang goal namin is not to maintain, not to take the maintenance medication lifetime. Ano lang siya, later on, ma-stop yan siya. So, simple detoxification. Oh. Do we still have time,
Wow,
Ma'am
thank you,
Jovi?
Doc. Yeah, I think we still have time, Doc. Yeah, so since we don't have yet video to show also some of our Nutrilite products, I think we can still entertain questions if there
Yes.
is.
Okay.
Opo.
Okay.
Hi, Doc Greco.
Oo.
Yes,
Good
Dr.
evening.
Chanda.
Regarding
Ayan.
the probiotics, because I think the biggest bulk of toxin is from the intake, no? Gastrointestinal.
Yes.
Oo. So, for those who are taking probiotics, whatever is the brand, is it advisable to take it every day? And then for how many weeks if you are asymptomatic? And what if you are symptomatic?
Actually, probiotic is needed to be taken every day because the more probiotics you have, the more or the healthier you are. That is that is the the rule. Because probiotic, it, our body, if we have, example, if we have 10 trillion cells in our body, we should have times 10 to the trillion, times to the power of 10 ang needed po natin ng probiotics. Kasi kasi po tayo, kasi the more probiotics, the more healthy we are. Kasi pag nawala yung probiotics natin, magiging poor yung absorption ng mga nutrients na tinitake up natin, magiging ma, ma, maano pa rin yung mga enzymes, yung mga hormones po will be affected. That is why maraming pasyente na hindi gumagaling because nawala na po or naubos na yung probiotics nila. Kasi the probiotics is also a natural antibiotic. So, kasi sa lahat ng mga pasyente ko, I usually give probiotics. Kaya sila madaling gagaling sa kanilang mga sakit. Especially yung mga ulcer, yung mga gastrointestinal problem, madali po. Bigyan ko lang ng probiotics yan, gagaling na yan sila. Kasi mag-improve din yung immune system nila. Maybe next Zoom meeting po, baka sa third, i-discuss po natin yung mga, ng mga, ng mga good effects po ng probiotics at saka yung ibang Maybe, Dr. Chanda, ikaw po yung mag-explain ng products natin, ha? Yung sa last Zoom meeting.
Our videos?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yung
sure.
the fourth Sunday, I
the
think.
fourth,
You're
the
talking
fourth
about the
Sunday.
fourth Sunday.
Video. Okay.
The
Sige.
fourth Sunday is about the recommended products na.
Okay.
I
Oo.
think that's what Doc is saying. Doc, question lang. Hindi ako mag-video kasi hindi ako ano, pero pakita ko lang to. Ayan. Kita ba to? Kita niyo ako. Ito. Ay, asan ba yan?
Forward. Yeah. Yan.
Ayan.
Baba mo
Ito yung
konti.
probiotic
Yan.
na galing sa US.
Ah,
Anyway. So, may tanong ako, 'di ba minsan Yakult, mga nasa ano puro sugar din naman 'yan. So minsan sabihin, better than nothing. Probiotic pa rin siya. Also, ano pa ba yung yung kimchi? Kimchi kasi fermented. Recommended mo ba yung doc na does it also act as probiotic yung mga kimchi na okay ba yung nabibiling nakapack or wala nang kinalaman yung kung nasa bottle siya or yung parang mga nasa sachet or pack na kimchi, or does it
ah,
have to be really freshly made in a Korean store or something?
actually, yung kimchi is, lagi kong kumakain yan, no? It's also recommended.
Mm.
So, yung probiotics kasi ng kimchi is mas, parang mas magiging ano siya pag medyo matagal-tagal na siya. Kasi mag-ferment naman yan siya. Tapos may mga enzymes na yan siya masama dyan. Kasi yung enzymes is also important, very important po yan siya for proper absorption. So, the best way is, mas maganda yan siya kung hindi siya masyadong, yung medyo, ano siya, na-ferment na siya.
Ay, hindi yung kagagawa lang.
Oo, yes. Kasi wala pa yung mga ano eh, wala pa yung mga enzymes eh. Yun
Mm.
man ang talaga importante, yung probiotic at saka yung enzyme.
Mm.
Mm. So,
Yung mga
yung sa
Yakult,
Yakult naman po,
oh,
medyo ano po yan siya, medyo mahina po yung probiotics yan, is kulang po yan siya ng ano, probiotics dyan.
sa katerbang sugar pa.
Oo. Tapos hindi siya maganda na ano, si kulang eh. Maganda
Mm.
talaga yung ano, yung mas maraming probiotics. Yung
Mhm.
ilang billion ba yon? May 8 billion, may 16 billion. Ang dami-dami niyan ano. Tapos dapat hindi yan sa ilagay sa warm water kasi namamatay yung iba probiotics sa
Mm.
warm water. Dapat cold siya.
Etong sa Nutrilite na probiotics, para siyang mga ano sachet na para siyang powder na parang powder na kakainin mo siya. So,
Yes.
syempre, nakakaano yan. Iinom ka ng tubig after. Okay lang ba yun, Dok?
Yes. Oh, okay yun siya. Maganda yung sa ano sa sa Nutrilite na probiotics kasi nakita ko man yung video,
Mm.
talagang ni-select nila talaga yung anong organism dapat na nandyan para maging mas effective po ito.
Dok,
Wow,
di
thank you
ibig
so much,
sabihin,
Doc.
ibig sabihin pala, Dok, ano, kung seryosohin lang namin tong detox, no? Ang laki ng, not just for weight loss or something, ang laking benefit in terms of, ano, yung not progressing into degenerative diseases, di ba?
Yes. Oo.
Ay,
Yun
may
po.
question pala, Doc, si ano,
Si
ah,
Matet.
let,
Yes.
Yes.
Sige po.
Sige pa. Doc, so another question is, if there's an attack of GERD, what would be the best natural cure instead of taking medicine?
GERD,
oh,
the best way po sa GERD is yung probiotics natin or any probiotics. Kasi GERD is yung acid kasi mariregulate po ng probiotics. Kasi ang nangyayari po, pag may GERD tayo, yung sinasabing gastroesophageal reflux disease, um, may bacteria po dyan, ng H. pylori, sa tiyan natin na that will cause the ulcer, no, H. pylori. Kaya sa conventional medicine, binibigyan po yan ng antibiotics yung may mga ulcer na pasyente because just to kill the H. pylori because H. pylori is responsible for yan po ang mag-cause ng ulcer or yung GERD or yung gastritis. So with probiotics kasi, papatayin niya or i-suppress niya yung pagdami ng mga bad bacteria, yung H. pylori. Kasi yung probiotics is a natural antibiotic. So matitreat po natin yung pasyente with ulcer with the use only of the probiotics and the fibers. So no need of taking those antibiotics kasi yung antibiotics, mamatay nga yung H. pylori bacteria, kaya lang, magkukos naman siya ng ulcer kasi magiging acidic yung tiyan mo. Kasi mamamatay din yung mga probiotics na mag-defend sana sa intestine mo or sa stomach mo. Yun ang yung benefit ng probiotics. It could treat the ulcer or the GERD or the gastritis alone without the use of those mga anti-acid medication or yung mga antibiotics.
Wow. A lot of learning tonight, Doc. Alam ko marami pa kayong tanong.
Yes.
So, yeah. We've learned so much tonight, Doc Greco, no? And yeah, I know we will be learning more in the coming health talk that we will be having in the next few Sundays. And yeah, we're so blessed to have you tonight, Doc. And we will be seeing you again next time, next Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for our next health topic in relation to homotoxins. So yon, yeah, I think we've come to a close again. Thank you so much, Doc Greco. We're so blessed to have you tonight.
Okay, thank
We
you.
everyone are thanking you, yeah, in the chat box. And yeah, um, again, let's thank Doc Greco for having clearly explained how this basics pa lang tayo, pero we've learned so much na, Doc. Grabe, nakakatawa. We're so excited to learn more. And yeah, so um, I think this ends our presentation for tonight in our community. So please join us again on next Sunday and on our other events, no, in our community CCG. So we have Wednesday our um optimal wealth talk, and to us Friday would be some talk on personal growth. So and yeah, next Sunday again si Doc Leco. So yan,
Okay.
thank you so much everyone. Thank you again, Doc, and have a blessed evening and blessed week ahead of you. So yes, good night and thank you so much, Doc. God bless
Thank you.
everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you
you.
po. Thank you,
Good
Doc.
night.
Thank you, Doc Chanda, sa mga
Thank you, Doc.
listening.
Thank you, Doc
Thank
Reco, Doc
you.
Chanda, Jovi.
Yes, thanks
You
again po.
again.
Thanks also to
Bye-bye.
Jonel for recording this.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Jonel, for
Thanks,
recording this
Chanda, Doc
great welcome.
Chanda.
Okay.
Thank
And
you,
God bless
Doc.
Thank you.
everyone.
God
God
bless. Good
bless.
night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.